Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Disney Dining Show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by Dreams Unlimited travel agent Sean Falk.
Hello.
Mr. Steve Porter.
Hello.
And Mr. Corey Fiasco.
Hi, guys.
And actually, this week, Corey is going to tell us his 5 favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World, and we will all try not to laugh at them.
Oh, I think you'll like some of these. I'll start right in at number 5. Why don't I? And
why don't you?
Coming in at number 5, we have Sebastian's Bistro.
Agreed.
So this is one of my favorite restaurants right now. I've been there a number of times, never had a bad experience. And the only problem with this restaurant is there's really nothing on the entree menu that appeals to Haley, so it's kind of hard for me to get there for a dinner.
Haley being your wife.
Haley being my wife. So it's kind of hard for me to get there for dinner because sometimes it's hard to convince her to go when there's a lot of other places that she would rather go. But the pull-apart rolls on the appetizer menu, like, I'm going to go there one day and just order like 3 orders of those all to myself and have that be my dinner. It sounds...
The jerk oil that comes with is so good.
Yeah, it is. I really like the jerk oil, and I really like the is it like the fruity one? I forget what the fruity one is.
It's like a mango or something.
There's the mango one, and then there's like a salsa. There's like some sort of like with like red peppers or something in it. But anyways, the pull-apart rolls are amazing. The jerk chicken. There's actually like 5 entrees on there that I've tried, and I love them all. Unlike my wife, who doesn't seem to like the entrees. But anyways, it's a little bit more of like I don't want to say adventurous entree selection, but it's like there's no really like select tame option that's just like a neutral item that everybody would want. It's very like Caribbean, and also it's located at Caribbean Beach, which might not be as popular of an opinion, but I actually really do like that resort.
Man, last time I was there, I got the pull-apart rolls and the chicken wings, like the jerk chicken wings, because I've had that outside before at the little bar area that's right there, and it was so good. I just got rid of the sauces to like put in the stuff and just like raked my rolls through my jerk chicken sauce or whatever and just used that. Like it was really good. So it was well worth it to get both of those. It was very like fat slob, but like I just like here we go with my rolls.
The appetizers seem to be more universally popular than the entrees. Mm-hmm. I've been hearing that from people. I don't know. I
liked everything.
I liked it all.
Yeah. Every time I've gone there twice. Not every time. That's only 2 times. But both times have been phenomenal. The first dining review we did, we all loved it. I went back to see if it was just as good. It was, maybe even better. Yeah, I mean, the jerk chicken is, I think, my favorite, but...
I had the appetizer. I love the appetizers. I've had those a couple times. I hated my entree, so I did not enjoy my actual meal, but I do think the appetizers are great, so... And I got 2 appetizers, so it was enough to... I can just eat that, so it's fine.
All right, what's number 4 on your list?
All right, so coming in at number 4, we have a place that I think for both breakfast and dinner, it's just a slam dunk. I love it. Particularly their breakfast is a what would you call it? A tradition for me and Haley, and that is Garden Grill over at the Land in Epcot. It is our favorite breakfast that we've ever had in Disney World. That cinnamon bun that you get, it just pushes everything else in its realm, in its category, out of the way. It's the best. I could eat that cinnamon bun every day and be perfectly happy. And then for dinner, the first time I ever had dinner at Garden Grill was actually with you guys. And that was when like our first little get together we had back in January. You did the dining show that week, and I got to.
Oh, yeah, you were in like the background.
Yeah, I was in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before I was sure if I wanted to hire him or not.
When I was in my little trial period, and the dinner was great. I know you guys. If I remember correctly, you didn't like the salad, but as far as the all you can eat, you guys hated the salad.
Yeah, that was so bad.
Yeah.
So you just said it. I was like, oh my God. Did not like that. Yeah, good.
Yeah, you guys really hated that salad, if I remember correctly. But as far as like the all you can care to enjoy skillet with like the Thanksgiving-esque options, might have been the best all you care to enjoy skillet I've had.
I think
For dinner.
I think it's a really good option for non-adventurous eaters. It's pretty basic, Thanksgiving style food for dinner, and like the breakfast is just like eggs and bacon and cinnamon buns and very, if you want basic food, it's good, really good basic food.
And I think that it's actually, it's hard to pinpoint because it's kind of like home cooking a bit, but like when you say home cooking, you think like fried chicken and like mashed potatoes and stuff, but like it's very like farm grown, hearty, but like light at the same time. So I like that they have an option like that for people that are, like my mom, she's a big vegetable person. She's not a vegetarian, but she is like, I want 75% of my plate to be vegetables, and that's a really good option for someone like that.
All right, what about number 3 on your list?
All right, so coming in at number 3, we have another tradition of me and Haley. We go here frequently. I think we've gone here for my past 4 birthdays. And then we've gone here for a lot of Haley's birthdays too. And I think we did an anniversary here. And that is Jungle Skipper Canteen at the Magic Kingdom. This would be the only restaurant on my list that would have remained in my top 5 for the longest. Like, my top 5 is constantly changing. Different restaurants are constantly impressing me. Experiences are changing. This one has not moved. I just think, opposed to, aside from Whispering Canyon in Wilderness Lodge, you're not going to get an experience like you're going to get at Jungle Skipper. The cast members there, the service there.
Did you call it General Skipper?
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did. I thought he did. Did you just say General Skipper?
I didn't catch it.
I don't know.
Well, maybe I called the General Skipper, but Jungle Skipper Canteen, the Jungle Cruise theme, it's very much along that theme. The cast members act the role really, really well. I've never had a bad server there. Everybody's been awesome. And also, I'm just a big fan of that whole Adventureland Jungle Skipper Adventurers Club theme. My office at home is actually themed to that. I like it so much. And the food is awesome. I will admit, though, I've been there probably upwards to 15 times. And I've ordered the same entree every single time except once. One time I got the curry, and it was good, but I always get the taste like chicken because it's the best.
Okay. What's next on your list?
All right, so I don't need to look at my phone. I know it off the top of my head.
Yeah, like, do you not know your own list?
I know it. But coming in at number 2 is Wolfgang Puck Express in Disney Springs. This is, in my opinion, the best quick service on property. Close second is Geyser Point. Geyser Point's really, really good, but Wolfgang Puck, in my opinion, is the best. I know I've mentioned before that I'm a huge fan of bread, and I'm not a huge fan of cheese, but actually my favorite food is probably pizza. A good pepperoni pizza, I can't beat that. And I've tried a lot of different pizzas on property. It's actually pretty challenging to find a good one. I have found a few. But every single time I find a pizza that I think is good, I always look back at Wolfgang Puck Express and I just say, no, but this pizza at this quick service location is still better. And obviously, I don't know if you've been there, but if you have been there, you would know it does definitely fit into that mold of you're going to a quick service location with quick service prices, but it doesn't feel like that. You have a server. It feels very much like you're like a table service, a lot like Geyser Point would. But yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I love Wolfgang Puck Express. I think I'm inclined to agree with you. It's among the best counter service on property. I won't say that it is the best, but
yeah, and
it is definitely up there.
I actually always get a kids meal there, and it's it's big. Like, I always get like the grilled chicken with mashed potatoes and some kind of vegetable, I don't remember, but it's always good, and it's a huge portion size for it to be a kid's meal.
I like this location too. It was one of the first when I came down with some of my best friends from high school. We went here because it was we thought it was so nice and fancy, but because we are on a super low budget for high schoolers, but we loved it, and I still love this location. Also, their sweet tea is really good.
Okay.
Have you tried Pizza Rizzo? Since you were a pizza fan.
I have tried Pizza Rizzo. I don't think it's that
It
good.
didn't make your top. It's not number one. I was just waiting on it. But go ahead.
It didn't make my top. It didn't make my top 5 best, but I'll tell you, it's not on the worst either.
Okay.
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 Oh, jeez.
All right. So what's next?
All right. So this is my number 1. My number 1 best restaurant in Walt Disney World right now, and this is like 2 of the other options I mentioned, a newer tradition. This is brand new tradition that started like within the past few months. And that tradition is at Le Cellier. Said it right?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. So Le Cellier, that's a steakhouse in Canada.
In Canada?
In Canada, yeah. So when I go out to a nice restaurant, my go-to entree of choice is a filet. That's what I love to get. I love to get fillets. Now, nothing ever that I've ever eaten in my life compares to the filet I got out in California at Steakhouse 55. That's the best. But as far as Walt Disney World goes, my favorite filet is at Le Cellier. I've tried Yachtsman, I've tried Flying Fish, I've tried... I'm going to leave Jico out for now. I need to go back. Because I've only been there once, and it was... at their opening night of The Lion King, and also they knew we were there. But I need to go back and try Jico again to compare. I've been to Le Cellier about 4 times now. It's also one of those restaurants for me and Haley. It's one of those we go all out when we go. Like we do like it could be a dining show kind of thing. Like we each pick our own appetizer, we each get our entree, and then we share a dessert. That's how we do Le Cellier. It's for special occasions, like maybe we're celebrating something or whatever. Or maybe like we're just really in the mood for it. I don't know. But yeah, I love it. I love it there.
All right. Yeah, I generally agree with your list. I don't know the Jungle Skipper Canteen would make my top 5. I like it.
I like that it's different and a fun environment because, I mean, like for me, I openly am like, I'm not that adventurous of an eater, but I am within the Asian food and seafood. Like I have certain categories of food I like. I just don't care that much about like hot dogs and American food. So but you know, with that, I love the theming and like, you know, the servers and everything are like really fun and hateful and all that kind of stuff. Like, so it's really
Do you say fun and hateful?
well, like they're, you know what I mean? Like they're doing like jokes and, you know, kind of mocking you a bit or whatever, like that kind of stuff. So I think it's a fun environment and it's something different that you like, a little more tame than 50s prime time, I guess, or like something in that where you get like the joking and everything, but it's different than like all the other restaurants at Magic Kingdom. I just don't like a lot of the sit downs at Magic Kingdom, but that I'm like, this is like a shining beacon for me in this restaurant.
Yeah, it's
in this park of like American food.
It definitely is. It definitely is different than anything else there, and that's to its credit. That it's kind of stayed there. They didn't really dumb down this menu. That was what I was afraid of after it opened. That, you know, because
6
it
months.
was a little bit different. That they were going to dumb it down, and they didn't. So, all right. Well, thank you for that, Fiasco. There you have it. Fiasco's top 5 restaurants at Walt Disney World, and that will do it for this week's episode of our show. And we will see you again next week with another edition of the Disney Dining Show. Have a great one, folks.